Director of Ceremonies, Dr. Basera, who is also the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Local Government. The Vice President, Honorable General Retired Dr. CGDN Chiwenga, the Vice President, Honorable Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi. In absentia, the Chairman of Zanu PF and Minister of Defense, Honorable OCZ Mchinguri Kashiri. The Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Charles Tabengwa. The Minister of Local Government and Public Works, Honorable Winston Chitando. Other ministers and deputy ministers who are here. The President of the Chiefs Council, Honorable Senator Chief Mchane Kumalo. Mwanga arikuno huyu. Guy Mtasa. Guy Mtasa. Senior government officials, mayors, council chairpersons and councillors, members of the Zimbabwe Local Government Association, town clerks, secretaries, and the chief executive officers of local authorities who are here, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to be addressing you, the leadership of all local authorities, as we reflect on the steps we must collectively make towards the accelerated socio-economic transformation, modernization, and industrialization of our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. This meeting being held under the theme, and I quote, a call to action, no compromise to service delivery, end of quote, provides us with the opportunity to deliberate on issues affecting our local authorities, primarily matters related to the service delivery mandate thrown upon us. It further allows us to have a common understanding of our respective roles with regards to the attainment of Vision 2030, with the associated quality services which are in line with an upper middle income society we deserve. In doing so, it is critically important for us to take lessons from our past shortcomings and experiences. Now is not the time to dwell in the past. We must instead move forward for the benefit of the people we lead. Dear comrades, councils remain the engines that drive our sub-national and the national development agenda. This is reflected in the broad range of mandates bestowed upon councils by our national constitution and other enabling acts. May I congratulate those local authorities that have demonstrated unity of purpose and focus that has resulted in the unprecedented development successes in some parts of the country, but these councils are very few. Under my government's renewed mandate and in the context of the Second Republic's impetus for results, every local authority should speedily develop a roadmap towards Vision 2030 status. You have no choice. The various presentations and views shared at this forum should broaden perspectives and make the expectations we have of local authorities and the local government sector clearer. The next 5 years should also see fundamental changes in the manner in which all councils are administered. All those who do not have capacity to change them. Areas for special attention include: 1. Revenue collection and distribution. The law says the revenue you collect, only 30% is earmarked for your salaries. Very few councils observe that. From now on, do so. Compliance with applicable laws governing your councils. Leasing and the selling of land by local authorities in servitudes. Leasing and the selling of communal and agricultural land by local authorities. Agricultural land belongs to the president, not you. Valuation of properties for rating purposes. Now, Section 301 of the National Constitution. The Second Republic has ensured that local authorities receive devolution funds to embark on transformative capital development projects, not to virament towards your salaries. The impact of this initiative is evident in the increased number of new classroom blocks and clinics, as well as the procurement of service delivery equipment for many local authorities. Congratulations to those who have done what I have said. And condemnation to those who have not done so. Let me assure you all that my government will increase the allocations to address the financing gaps within councils. However, I'm aware of concerns and need to increase actual disbursement of allocated funds. There is a disjuncture between the actual disbursement of funds and the allocation. Professor Mugabe, Rimo, what budget? At my way. My administration is committed to scale up measures for the capitalization of local authorities' infrastructure development, including the ongoing emergency road rehabilitation program, will continue to be supported. In keeping with best practices in the use of public finances, local authorities should improve their collection rates. The syndrome to wait for central government to provide resources and hide behind delays in the release of devolution funds is unacceptable, and will only slow down the speed at which we must achieve a higher quality of life for our people. Once you have become a councillor, you cease to be an aspirant to show that you can do good campaign. You now become a government officer. And your commitment shifts from party vision to government vision. Fortunately, government vision is Zanu PF vision. As we prepare for the 2024 financial income and expenditure estimates, and in line with our legal frameworks, councils must undergo broad consultations processes towards people-centered policies, programs, and projects. Each council, at the end of its term, when it looks back, must say, we've moved our council and leave it better than we found it in terms of service delivery. The Minister of Local Government has been instructed not to approve any annual budget unless it demonstrates achievable and acceptable service delivery levels and is in line with the law. So, kana chitando oramba kwa approve budget musati ndiye ndini. Furthermore, local authorities are encouraged to speed up the rate of adopting technologies for resource planning, procurement, project management, risk management, compliance and expenditure control, as well budgeting and financial reporting to improve efficiencies in your councils. In this regard, the solutions, products, and services coming out of our innovation hubs should be considered as first options. We must support local innovations and inventions. I bid all councils to be good partners with local universities where you are. Because every local university now, in the Second Republic, has an innovation hub which cuts across all needs for society. Similarly, councils are encouraged to complete and finish the projects before dedicating resources for new projects which you may have dreamt sleeping. Meanwhile, infrastructure for recreation facilities remain important. In the prioritization of projects, never lose sight of the founding principles of devolution and decentralization with regards to ensuring equalized development that leaves no one and no place behind in your own areas. kwete kugadzira mugwagwa nokuti ndokune imba yako. Asi kwapresident kunoitwa hako handiti. I also urge you to leverage on the innovative culture, new solutions and prospects to think throughout and outside the box to address the challenges you may face as local authorities. The right mindset, dedication, focus, and responsiveness to the needs of the people should always be nurtured in line with your different strategic plans and the client service charters. To foster the results-based work ethic of the Second Republic, performance contracting at all levels of management in local authorities must be adhered to. It is my expectation that the proposed presentation of the Provincial Councils and Administration Amendment Bill under the 10th Parliament will further bolster the implementation of the devolution agenda. Outcomes of the studies undertaken on devolution must see us continuously improve our intergovernmental fiscal transfer frameworks. Comrades, I continue to note with great disappointment and concern the dilapidated infrastructure in our cities and the towns. At least if you are clever, make sure the main road, the buildings in the main road where I pass are painted. This is compounded by the water wars and collected waste, poor land use planning and haphazard settlements. As the People's Government, we will continue to intervene towards transforming this unacceptable state of affairs in our urban areas. Hatidi mahumbwe atinoona mumaguta enyu edu. We will not stand by and watch our country being returned to medieval times, where solid waste runs along the streets with frequent diseases such as cholera and typhoid attacking us. Service delivery must be prioritized, and the ratepayers have the right to demand that heads should roll in the council for those who do not deliver. If I may advise you, never be masters of the people you serve. You must be servants of the people you serve. Mukadere munogara, mugogara, muri makansela, mukavaira munoenda. Local authorities, in particular the city of Harare and Bulawayo, the Ministry of Environment and other stakeholders are challenged to implement programs and projects that contribute to the realization of Sustainable Development Goal 11 on clean cities and communities. Because these major cities like Harare and Bulawayo are the face of Zimbabwe internationally. Bylaws, including those related to dumping of waste and littering, among others, must be stringently enforced. We cannot allow our cities to be like waste in the litter jungles, like what I sometimes see on our TV. Litter everywhere, and they say that is the capital city of a modern Harare. We must begin to have councils who have a vision to create cities, world-class cities, across all our councils. Comrades, in response to the transport needs of the ever-growing and highly productive population, importantly, productive population, the procurement of more buses to service urban, intercity, and rural areas remains high on our development agenda. Because our city populations are growing so fast. What I don't know is whether it is the city production of children or people are coming from the countryside. I have no idea. But the populations are growing. Through the National Human Settlements Policy and National Housing Delivery Program, the Second Republic stands ready to facilitate the regularization of settlements in collaboration with the councils. The importance of gender equality and equity, including broader women and youth empowerment, cannot be overemphasized. This you must take on board. Take on board as councils. Let me tell you, councils which are doing better have more women in council than men. Oh, it's true. Okay, what to say? It's true.
That's true. Oh. We have addressed that issue.
Wake up. The historic inclusion of the women's quota at the local authority level, which is the Zanu PF government is successfully operationalized after the just ended elections. You know why I did that? Because I know they deliver. Well, the Karambandoa kudza vanozovhaira futi. So I'll jump the next line. I therefore challenge all local authorities to promote gender-sensitive and responsive policies, making in their areas of jurisdiction. Responsive policy making in their areas of jurisdiction. Distinguished delegates, integrity, accountability, and transparency must be the cornerstones of officials working in our public entities. The trend of numerous arrests of both senior council officials and councillors over a litany of corruption charges is unattainable. Please, majority of your councillors in here, you may have wanted to come into council for sinister reasons. Change that now. You are in the council because you want to develop Zimbabwe. Local authorities and the public service must never be treated as spaces for stealing and diluting that which belongs to the people of Zimbabwe. The Minister of Local Government and Public Works, together with the law enforcement agencies, must take a lead in ensuring that corruption and the abuse of public resources, as well as abuse of office, because you are an official in this sector, should be eliminated. As an apex decision-making body at the lower tier of government, councillors and management must demonstrate astute leadership, as well as provide sound, appropriate, and lawful advice to the local authorities in the spirit of the whole of government society approach. The laws for running councils are already there. If you think you have a better law in your mind, let it be enacted first before you apply it. In keeping with my government's economic growth expectations, local authorities are encouraged to grow their local economies. Robust strategies to promote investment and the trade, as well as improve the ease of doing business reforms at the local level, should be accelerated. I challenged my ministers of state for provinces to compete in increasing their own provincial GDPs, and it's very interesting. To this end, you must promote conducive doing business environments, be facilitators, not complicators of investments. The Second Republic is implementing rural industrialization programs, and all councils should tap into local innovations and inventions to modernize our countryside and grow new industries. Furthermore, programs and projects within local councils should dovetail with provincial, district, and the ward development plans for the growth of the provincial GDPs. In the future,